Hey guys, Sri Lanka Sammi. I am back with you today. I'm going to talk to you today about how to retire early, how to retire happy, how to think about retiring. Because the trick is you need to start thinking about it early. You need to start thinking about it as soon as you get your first full-time job. You need to start thinking about it even before that. 18, 19, 20, you got to start thinking about retiring. How can you do it? How can you retire by 35, by 40? I'm going to tell you, right? Coming up real soon. Hey guys, so here we are in the beautiful, beautiful Baloy Beach, Subic Bay, the Philippines, and I'm going to talk to you today, like I said, about retirement. How did I semi-retire? I'm not fully retired. I'm semi-retired. I don't have a pension. I don't have any investments. I started off with zero at the age of 40. After my divorce, I had nothing. So how did I do it? Well, I did it wrong. So there it goes. I spent all my money. And then when I came to Korea, I lived paycheck to paycheck. Or I saved money in cash to pay for the things that I wanted because I had no credit card. So my bills were low, so I just worked to pay for my bills and my desires. Like if I wanted to buy a motorcycle, a computer, a trip, a vacation, anything I wanted, I saved up cash to do that. So that's how I lived paycheck to paycheck. I didn't have any debt. I was single. I was not married, no kids, no huge expenses. Now, what changed? Well, COVID. When COVID came along, I realized I needed to start thinking about my retirement and how am I going to survive when I'm 60, when I'm 70, etc. And I needed to figure those things out. So what I did was, it's a cute cat, just like that. And then there's another one here about to. No, that one is sleeping too. It's so cute. I needed to figure out what I was going to do for my future. So the plan then became, take the money I'm making online and then spend less. And there is the trick. Spend less. Spend less money. Take the money you are earning and figure out a way to spend less. And what I did was I figured out that I could live in a country that costs me less. So that's how I did it. Now, I've been spending a little bit more than I should because of visa issues. I'm going to be talking about that in the future, about what it's like to live as a digital nomad, the things that you have to calculate into your life. So basically, what I did was I reduced my expenses by about 80%. Now, I did have to increase my yearly expenses to include flight tickets, hotels, rent, which are things I don't have to pay for in Sri Lanka, because I had to travel to get my visa, my work visa. That's something I had to do. So there's no choice. And I've talked about this before, that the cost of traveling to Korea is a fixed number. I could have flown cheaper, but it's just not worth my stress to do that. And I enjoy travel. I don't want it to become something I don't enjoy. So I paid for business class. And the cost of staying in Korea versus traveling to the Philippines, it just made more sense to travel to the Philippines, stay here, than to stay in Korea, or to travel 2 times to Korea. And I've talked about this before, why I had to travel, so I won't go into detail about it. But suffice it to say, what I did was I have started to spend less and save more. That is the number one thing that you should do. You should spend less and save more. So how do you retire? Well, it's very simple. Save your money. Put it in the bank and compound interest. Not investment savings, not stock market, not bonds, not mutual funds, nothing with fees, because those fees eat up your profit. Put it in a registered tax retirement savings account, long-term fixed deposit, whatever you can, to get the highest amount of compound interest you can, guaranteed. There's too much noise over there. Guaranteed compound interest with no fees and no taxes. That's the important thing. Don't pay tax on the money now, pay tax on the money in the future, because you don't know what it's going to be in the future, and you'll have more money in the future. So paying taxes won't be that big of a deal. You also have to think about the fact that right now, if you have a job or you're young, your healthcare costs are really, really cheap. Okay? So afterwards, you have to figure out, when you're older, your healthcare costs are going to be astronomical. I mean, when I was younger, my healthcare costs were covered by my company, but you know, it would have only cost me less than $100 a month. Now, my healthcare costs are upwards of $3,000 a year. And when I'm over 75, they're going to be upwards of $20,000 a year. That's ridiculous. Okay? But I have learned that it is important to have that, because you never know. Or have enough money to pay out of pocket. That's the key. You got to figure out how much it would cost for you to pay out of pocket for, say, a heart attack. If you're in the United States, you know that's going to bankrupt you. If you're in a country like Sri Lanka, Korea, Philippines, Thailand, it's going to cost you quite a bit, but it's not going to cost you what it would cost you in America. So make sure you figure out what your costs are, and then calculate healthcare costs. All right? Now, then what is the other? Don't spend money on ridiculous, useless things. Handbags, brand name things, you know, that big apartment, the car, all of those things that you like to have and, you know, make life enjoyable. Delay it until you're older, when you can really enjoy it. And stop buying things to impress people who are not important in your life. I learned that lesson. You know, it's always nice to have, but it's not important to have. I took April off from partying. I'm in a party district, and I took a month off from partying, and I've saved so much money. I've saved quite a bit. Even considering that it's not expensive to party here in the Philippines. So sacrifice. That's what you should do. I love cats. They're so cute. Hello. Come here. Yeah? No? That's so cute. Yeah? No, doesn't want to. So I'll just leave it alone. Bye-bye. Anyway, where was I? Don't spend money on things that are not important to your life. Sacrifice for 8 years, 9 years. Put that money in the bank. And all you have to do is Google this, okay? Google this. I promise you, it is amazing to see. If you, starting from the age of 20, put $100 a month into the bank, 10 years. All you do is put $100 a month into the bank for 10 years, and then you stop. Ooh, there's a whole bunch of cats here. There's two more over there. And there's the one there. I guess they're a family. They look alike. Oh, this one's coming. Hey. Don't like touching them because they're really dirty, full of fleas and stuff. So you got to be careful. Oh, there's another one. I guess it is a big family of cats. Anyway, if you put that $100 in the bank every month for 8, 9, 10 years, and then you stop, and I start when I'm 30 years old, and I put $100 in the bank till I'm 55. So, 10, 15 years longer, you will have more money at 55 than I will because of compound interest. And you have put less in. Okay? They don't teach you this in school. They don't teach you this in school, how to manage your money. But it's true. Just Google it. Sacrifice for 10 years and you too can retire. Now, if you sacrifice for 20 years, you can retire when you're 30 or 40 years old. Can you imagine that? Retiring and doing whatever you want and stop working for someone else, stop making money for somebody else? Figure it out. Google it. Learn. Use your money wisely. This is Sri Lanka Sammi telling you, learn to live life. Don't let life live you. I'm out.